Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? So, I'm back again with something very powerful, insightful, and impactful. You know what's that? I'm going to uncover a secret today which will help the working professionals not only to just get fluent with their English, but they will also know how are they supposed to achieve English proficiency in their language. Okay, so it's today's video will focus not only on the English fluency, but also on English proficiency, which is equally important if you really want to climb the corporate ladder. Yes or no? Do you agree with me? If yes, do type yes in the comment box and let me know. Okay, so what is it that the professionals can do so that they can get fluent and achieve English proficiency in their language? What is it? Okay. Well, friends, the answer to this question is they can actually practice on day-to-day basis and with this one powerful method which is called simulation. Simulation. You know what's simulation? Simulation means, just trying to duplicate the environment, just trying to duplicate the event. Okay, basically an artificial environment, an artificial event in which you're working. Okay, so when I say simulation of work life events, what does that mean? Now, when we are working as a working professional in a corporate job or anywhere, we have ample of situations in our day-to-day life that we encounter. Okay, like whether it is salary negotiation, whether it is handling a client complaint, a client grievance. Okay, if you're an HR professional, I'm sure on day-to-day basis you're handling employee grievances, right? How to negotiate on leaves with your boss. Okay, so there are ample of situations or giving daily call updates. Like in my community, I have professionals who are, bound to give daily work updates over a call. Okay, and everything needs to be done in English. Okay, so now all these situations you can identify these situations that you encounter on day-to-day basis in your work life. Meeting with your boss, negotiating on salary, negotiating on leaves. Okay, solving a subordinate's problem. If you're a manager, you will have ample of subordinates with ample of problems. Okay, so dealing with those problems, resolving the conflicts, resolving customer complaints, and all those. So identify such situations, identify such work life events. Okay, and note down these important events which keeps replicating on day-to-day basis in your life. Okay, like let's take one situation wherein I am supposed to give daily work updates to my boss or to my team over a call, over a pan India call or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah. Daily work updates is one situation. Now, what you can do, the kind of language that you you can use to convey your daily work updates, just write that down. Okay. And once you write it down, you can ask AI, you can ask ChatGPT, and different AIs are available to make your text even more refined. Okay. To refine that text, to refine that text. Okay. And whatever refined text you get, try to practice that. So, which means if you are here in terms of your daily updates, in terms of your language, okay, the chat GPT or any other AI tools, which is, good, which is good at refining the text and content, will make sure that your text is a little more refined, a little more elevated, a little more upgraded, and it's here. Try to practice at this level. Okay, so copy that text. If you have some more ideas to elevate it further, do that. If you do not have, go with that text which is given by ChatGPT. Okay, and try to practice it in a simulated environment, which means I'm not in a real life environment wherein I'm giving daily work updates, but I'm just practicing it at home. I'm doing a mirror talk, just standing in front of the mirror and trying to give those daily work updates in a more elevated English, in a more elevated language overall. Okay, I can have good vocabularies. Okay, like somehow I have people say, giving updates as, okay, so I did this work, I did testing, I did software testing. Okay, so add some more energy and life to your conversation. Okay, by beautifying your English, by saying that, okay, I have been doing rigorous testing on these softwares. Okay, so in this way, what happens, you're trying to, give a good picture of your work. Okay, you can also kind of with words like rigorous, voracious. Okay, we did voracious reading last evening on this problem. Okay, so when we use these kind of words, these kinds of terminology, it doesn't only make us sound very elegant, expressive, and professional, but it also makes your work, give some more value. It also makes your work more valuable because it sounds as if you have done some efforts, you have actually taken some efforts. Okay, so that's how it is. So any situation, now this is the one situation that we are talking about is daily work updates. It could be any situation. Okay, whatever language you are using, write that, put it on AI, use a more upgraded language, and practice that in front of the mirror in a simulated environment as if you're actually doing it at your workplace. Okay, and then implement the actual upgraded version of your language and content in at your workplace and in that real life environment, and see first what will happen. Firstly, you will gain a level of confidence. Okay, people will notice that difference. Okay, we see that enthusiasm, we see that, elegance, we see that elevation in the English quotient. Okay, in communication. Okay, so now these are all subtle noticeable changes. Okay, I have had students who have done this at their workplace, wherein these changes of, in terms of language accuracy, in terms of language proficiency was noticed by their boss, and they were given a good, like a good profile. So basically there were software engineers who were just dealing with softwares, they were given jobs, jobs like client handling. Okay, so somewhere they were promoted, they were given better opportunities at work, because opportunities will not just come with technical skills. Of course, technical skills are needed. Okay, but along with technical skills, if you add a tinge of soft skills, okay, so when I start with soft skills, it is first your English proficiency, your communication skills, okay, all this, you add an element of all this, and then the world changes. Okay, you attract a lot of opportunities. Yeah, so just try doing this. Okay, I'm a trainer, I have a particular way of training. Okay, and I make sure that every week I utilize a basic normal content which I keep using, the normal structure which I keep using. I try to upgrade it. Okay, with different vocabularies, with different with phrases, sentence structures, etc. And that's how I spice up my language. Yeah. So you can also try this. Now, what will happen when you try this? What are the benefits of this activity of simulation, your simulation of work life events? Firstly, you will focus on contextual learning. What is contextual learning? The context is like giving daily work updates is a context. Negotiating with an employee is a context. Okay, with a candidate is a context. Negotiate customer, handling customer complaint is a context. Okay, negotiating with your subordinates on leave issues. All these are context. All these are events, real life situations. So you will exactly know in this context how are you supposed to talk, how should you make yourself sound, more elegant, not just elegant, more persuasive. Okay, how should you have that kind of conviction in your dealings? Now this conviction will only come with the kind of language, with the kind of language you use while, handling that situation, right? So try this. Okay. So what happens when you focus on simulation, you also focus on contextual learning. Okay. Which means you can learn the language in that context. Okay. And when you face that situation, real life situation in your, at your workplace, you exactly know what you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to talk. You will not, fumble. You will not fumble. You will be fluent. You will be flawless, right? And this will also improve your retention, that exactly what are you supposed to say, right? So contextual learning happens. Then the next thing is skill plus language integration. Now, when I say skill, now there are certain terminologies in your language which also ensures that you have soft skills. Okay. So it's just like if you have a habit of using may I in your language. May I have a permission to ask you, why do you need this leave on a busy weekday? Okay. So may I have a permission? So now this shows that you are not just being bossy or autocratic, but you are also being considerate. You just need to know the concern. Okay, you're being polite enough. May I also shows that you have empathy. You are actually demonstrating empathy. It also ensures that you have assertiveness. Okay, that you're not someone who will be fooled, but you need to know the facts of the situation. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that with language, it's not just fluency that will follow. Okay, with this kind of practice of simulation, your language fluency will certainly be a byproduct, but at the same time, you will also integrate kind of soft skills in it. You will know how to handle a conflict resolution situation because you have practice, you have done that in the form of simulation. You will know how much empathy to show, how you are supposed to be assertive. Okay, what kind of language to use, what kind of phrases to use, what kind of terminologies to use, etc. Okay, so it's skill plus language integration. Next is relevance is equals to engagement. Okay, so when you directly witness this kind of situation at workplace, and I'm sure this is going to be like a day-to-day kind of thing. It's not just once or twice, but on day-to-day basis you will have some these kind of situations. You'll know exactly how are you supposed to talk, how are you supposed to act, what kind of phrases, what kind of language structures, what kind of sentence structures, what kind of vocabularies to use and make yourself sound fluent, powerful, and impactful. Okay, are you getting it? So, of course, there is a lot of relevance in what you're learning. So, you're not just working on your English, but you're making sure that while working on your English, you're also applying it on the job. And if you apply something on the job, you will never forget it. Okay, so application is the best way to learn something and to retain something for a long time. Okay, and of course, whenever you face this kind of situation with this kind of simulation activity, you will have immense confidence. This will build your confidence. This will reduce your hesitation. Okay, you can practice because you are practicing real life dialogues. Okay, in that situation, it will reduce your hesitation, all your inhibitions, and it will build a natural fluency in high pressure or formal scenarios. Because very often I hear people saying that I can speak English well, okay, I can. I can express myself well, but whenever I am in a high pressure situations, words don't come to my mind. I don't know how am I supposed to express myself in English. Okay, so this is exactly the solution. Have a practice, do a simulation activity at home. Because you know that these are the kind of recurring situations at workplace. Do a simulation activity, have your write up, ask AI to make a refined write up, practice it in front of the mirror, do it. At least 10 minutes in a day. You can do this on day-to-day basis. You just have to invest 10 minutes in a day. You just have to invest 10 minutes in a day and you should be through with it. Okay, so this will build immense confidence in all your activities. Now, all this, okay, I have made this video because I wanted to inform you that at English Life Skill Hub, we have come up with a new program, okay, a new course basically, okay, wherein we are not just focusing on English fluency, but the objective is English proficiency plus with the integration of soft skills. And how are we going to do that? It's going to be a 3-month course, okay, wherein we'll be meeting on weekends. And we will have, different work-life situations in class, okay, wherein we will, ask the participants at this kind, when you have this kind of situation when you are at this level in this kind of situation, how are you going to deal with it? Okay. And we will present you the most upgraded version of, dealing with that scenario in terms of terminologies, in terms of sentence structures, in terms of your elevated language. So say, for example, so the course curriculum itself contains a lot of situations like this, like conflict handling at work. Now, when I say conflict handling, of course, we are going to focus on the English part of it. How are we, what kind of phrases to use, what kind of terminologies to use, what kind of questions to ask, etc. But at the same time, we will also do basics of conflict resolution, which is a part of your soft skill. Which is a part of your soft skill. Are we getting it? So this time, we are not just giving you English, English, English. English proficiency is something which will happen, but it will be integrated with soft skills. So when I say soft skills, we'll be focusing on presentation skills, we'll be focusing on negotiation skills, we'll be focusing on conflict handling skills, okay, on giving interviews and conducting interviews, right? Persuasion skills, all these skills are something which will be integrated. So basically, all this will be done with the help of daily work life scenarios. Are we getting it, friends? So any questions you have, you can check the description, you can DM us, and we would love to help you. So this is the curriculum right now, which we will be working on at English Life Skill Hub under the name, the 2E model with Shivangi, that is Employable English Blueprint with Shivangi. Okay, friends. So if you have any concerns, you can let us know and we would love to help you. So yes, do try this activity of simulation. Okay, identify your daily work life scenarios and try to integrate soft skills in it. And plus, whatever language you're using to handle those situations, try to upgrade it a little bit, practice it in front of the mirror and see. Once you do this for 3 months, you will be a totally different personality, a very powerful personality, I must say. Okay, friends? Thank you so much. If you have liked my content, do hit a like and subscribe, and we shall keep meeting soon. Thank you.